Here is the very, very important part, is documenting your journey on social media. Do you know where you're gonna get most of the people interested? It's not because you talk to people one-on-one, right? This is the one-to-many approach. When you post on social media, you're not saying that to one person. You're saying it to one person times 100 or times 500 or times 1,000, right? It's one-to-many. You're gonna say one thing, and it's not like you said it and it's over. Like, it is still there on your social. People can go back in time and look at what you posted. So you're essentially directing the conversation towards this thing, and it doesn't go away. It's there on your page. So think of it from this perspective. You have people who know you, right? All your friends and family, everyone from church and stuff. Every now and again, they'll stumble across some of your content. They'll see something that hooks them, something interesting. And then they're gonna go and they're gonna look at your feed, and they're gonna go back and they're gonna go back in time. Here's all the things that you have posted on your page. If you've posted nothing on social media about your journey, about assisted living, they're like, oh, well, I don't know about that, right? This person maybe is kind of just made this one-off comment. I thought it was super interesting about building an assisted living, but I don't see anything going on here. If you then had been posting every day or 3, 4, 5 times a week on your journey, and they heard about you, right? A friend of a friend, someone from church or the gym that kind of knows you loosely, and then they go and they look at your social, and then like they swipe, scroll, and it's like, here are 12 different posts showing exactly what you're doing, showing you looking at land, showing you talking to the city, showing you doing due diligence, showing you secret shopping, right? They're like, oh yeah, this person is doing it. Oh, I'm following their journey. Like, right? Like, this is about people giving them the time to process through what you're doing. I shouldn't say no one. Most people are not gonna be like, okay, you told me the first time, yes, let's do this. They're gonna sit there, they're gonna think about it, they're gonna contemplate it, they're gonna wait for the right timing. So you have to essentially keep it in their face. You have to essentially have backlogged your journey. Now let's look at the other side of this. People who are strangers, they are not following your social media, they are not seeing your content, they don't know who you are, but you meet them one time and you tell them about what you're doing, they get interested in it, and then it can either stop there because maybe they are not ready to commit, let's sit down and have a meeting, right? They just met you, you're a total stranger. But if you share contact info, they start following you you friend you, whatever it is, follow you on social, and then as soon as they do it, like literally that same night, they can go swipe. Oh man, okay, this person is legit. This person is doing a bunch of stuff. They are taking massive action on this, right? I see them going through. Now I'm understanding what their vision is. They said a mansion, I didn't really know what they meant, but now I see, right? They are explaining this stuff. They're saying, hey, I want it like this. I don't want it like this. Look at these nasty, smelly facilities. They suck. I'm gonna do way better, right? They see you talking through all these different things. It gives context, and you're setting the stage for like backlogging. Here is my credibility. You're essentially building all of this credibility so that when people have the right timing, the right opportunity, their spouse is now ready, they got their money back from their previous deal, they're like, hey, you know what? I've been following this person for a couple months, right? Like I've seen them, either a stranger might say that and then go back and see, okay, I'm scrubbing this and I'm seeing the last 3 months of your action and what you're doing, versus maybe here's that friend that's a kind of a loose friend or a friend of a friend that has been kind of following you, right? Someone you used to work with 5 years ago, they're still following you, right? You got those secret people who are like, all of a sudden, like you find out they've been watching your stuff and like, you're really, I haven't talked to you in 5 years, but you're all over my stuff. Cool, all right, no worries. You're really creating the credibility for this work. And I wanna stress how important it is to document your journey, because I think you'll have a much harder time getting a one and done, like, hey, here's my one little pitch hook, and okay, now we're ready to push forward to a meeting. You know, it takes people a little bit of time and build trust and understand the project before you really jump in on this kind of stuff. So let's talk about this a little bit in more detail from a practical sense. What does it mean posting on social media? Because there's some people who are just like, they love this. They post 3 times a day. I'm not really that kind of person. I don't really like posting on social media, but I do it because it's just business. I just post because that's what I have to do. Maybe consider it from that perspective. It's just what you have to do. So think of your journey, right? You literally made a commitment to start doing this. Even before you started working with me, you said, hey, here's what I want to do, right? Like you started then. That was the start of your journey. And your journey is going to go for the next, really until you sell, right? Like it might be 5 or 10 years. But your journey to your completion of your real estate, that might be 18 months. It might be 15 months. It might be 20 months. There's going to be so many little things along the way for you to document. So you don't have to come up with any like fancy stuff. You really just have to show, here's what I'm doing. It's a day in the life, right? Like, here's what I'm doing. So think of it from the very beginning. You have some type of personal experience, some kind of decision that you made to say, hey, you know what? I want to do this. Your why, right? Like post it. Really, like, and then you can see these little boxes here on the side. It says 1-3x. You could post probably some kind of content like this, 1 to 3 times, right? Like, here's what made me want to do this. Here's my why. Here's my story about how my mom got terrible care, about my grandma, her placing. And it was like, I got to do something better than this. I want to take my nursing skills, my real estate skills, my business skills. I want to apply it and make a difference, right? Like, post that, share that. And then secret shopping. You're legitimately going to go to 10, 20, 30 different assisted livings. There's going to be some kind of photo you snap outside. Here's what it is, right? Like, or you walk in, it's just disgusting, right? Like, post it, to snap a photo. Maybe don't let them see you, but like snap a photo, right? Like, we can do better. That's your message. I've used that message. Like, I'm going through big smelly facilities. It's like, this is nasty. Post, we can do better than this, right? Like, and you get people excited, like, yeah, that does suck. Let's do better, right? Like, mom deserves better. And you're just kind of getting people excited, like, yeah, I want to be a part of that. I want to do better. You're looking for a partner? Yeah, I want to be a part of that, right? Like, secret shopping, you're really showing the good and the bad, maybe more on the bad. And then my vision for my mansion. Here's what I want to do. Show success. Show what you're creating, right? Use Platinum. Feel free to use our stuff. You can use our photos. You can use whatever you like. I want to build something like this. Our partners are building these. Here's what I'm doing. I'm going to build something just like it, right? Or perhaps you walk through facilities and you see legitimately great care, or a gorgeous room, or some fireplace wall, something like, hey, I love this. This is my inspiration. I'm going to build something like this. Just keep sharing. You can do that 10 times at least, right? Like, think of all the different content. If you can find something to post several times a week on this kind of thing. Talking to the city, right? You're going to go talk to them several different times. Snap a photo outside. Snap a photo in front of a fire truck when you're going to talk to the fire marshal. Snap a photo and just say like, hey, I went and talked to the city today. We're progressing on our journey. I'm getting these questions asked. I'm learning my zoning rules and requirements, whatever it is, right? Like, continue to post. I think of it like Frodo Baggins. And some of you may have heard me use this analogy before, but like Lord of the Rings, right? Like, this guy is going on this epic journey, and it probably took him a year or more, I don't know, to get from the Shire all the way to Mordor, right, with this ring. He was this character in this that was like this little hobbit, no knife skills, no axe wielding skills, and he's the one charged with this journey. It is totally okay for you to be the underdog in your own story. Become the underdog and just show all of these little things. People will root for you. It's only your friends and family, people who know you, who are watching this stuff, right? You're not going to have haters on it. You can just block them if that's the case. People who like you, let them cheer for you. Let them root you on. But if you don't document the little wins, the little steps along the way, people have no idea. So think of yourself like Frodo and just every little step, right? Like, here's another post. I'm doing this today. Tomorrow I'm doing this. The next day I'm doing this. Just little simple things. You're just documenting your journey. You don't have to come up with some mind-blowing, post. Looking for land. Those are exciting ones, right? I'm here. Here's a selfie, me in front of this land. Here's a Facebook Live going through looking at this property. The gorgeous trees, rolling hills, beautiful location, whatever it is. Post that. You could do that 5, 10 different times. Every time you look at a piece of land. Even if you don't formally go look for it, man, just stop there and like take a photo in front of it, right? Like, just set these things up. Creating your financials, right? You're going to dial in all these numbers. Snap a screenshot, take a photo. Here's me. I'm figuring out my numbers. I'm coming up with life-changing results for my family. I'm going to be able to quit my day job. I'm going to fire my boss. Those are posts that people get interested in, right? You're trying to hook them with these things. Networking events. We've talked about all these different meetups you can go to. Post that, tag those meetups, right? There's so many different things. I mean, you can probably come up with legitimately a minimum 50, maybe even more different posts, right? Like this whole time, you are stacking the deck of your credibility, of your experience for people who are strangers to be able to go through and be like, oh, okay, this person is legit. They are doing this. Yeah, let me reach back out to them. And then same with people who know you. It's gonna take us several times. They're probably not gonna reach out if you posted one time. If you said something one time, that's not enough, right? Just do the simple documenting of your journey. And a little trick that I use is I create an album on my phone. So when I'm doing something, if I'm going to the construction site, if I'm going to Platinum, I snap a whole bunch of photos and videos and everything, and I save them in an album. And I may just slowly drip those out. If I have a day or two where I got nothing going on, I can go back to this album and be like, oh, I haven't posted this one. Boom, let me post it. Just like it happened today. It might have happened 3 days ago. It doesn't matter. You post it, you create an album. You can probably go to 1, 2, 3 events and come up with like 10 different things that you could post, right? You don't have to do legitimately every day, let's stop and let's post. Like that's kind of annoying to me. You can set these things up, create an album for yourself so that when you have days or you're not doing anything, you can still be posting. You could literally be in Florida on vacation and still be posting, right? Like, here's what I did. So I would say this is just be yourself and don't try and be anything else. Don't try and force anything. And then here's really the point of this. Everyone should know exactly what you're doing. That's the whole point of this. All of your friends of friends should know that here is the journey that you're on. You are building an assisted living mansion. You're gonna own it, you're gonna operate it. It's gonna be the most gorgeous, badass thing in the entire city. Everyone should know that. They should be talking about it. They will not know, they will not talk about it unless you have talked about it, unless you have mentioned it 10, 20, 30, 50 times, right? Make sure everybody knows what you're doing.